welcome back to another episode of Into the 99. We've got 99 cards because Commander's number one. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel. I'm joined today with Brian and Slothy. Brian, welcome back. How's it going?
Oh, not bad. Not bad. Well, a little bit bad from last night, Daniel, but we'll probably discuss that later.
We will, yes. Yes, indeed. Slothy, how are you doing this week?
Oh, not too bad. The snow can get lost, but other than that, not too bad.
Oh, 100% agree.
It really snowed. Like, I saw that they were saying going to snow a little. I was like, okay. It was like probably 6-7 inches of snow in the morning. Like, it all melted after. But it was.
Yeah, it's still there. Have you looked outside?
I haven't. I'm inside.
It is there.
Yeah.
It is not melted.
Yeah, for everyone who knows, I drive for work, so I'm going to be in the snow later for sure. Yeah.
I guess part that annoys me was that it was 20 degrees Celsius 2 days ago.
Oh, I know. Trying to set my thermostat for this nonsense doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everyone's having a great week. We've got a really, really fun deck tonight. We've got lots of live gameplay stuff that's been going up. I said that we're doing that more and more. We're going to get the actual video parts of the episode back at some point. Brian's got to help me set things up. But
yeah, we'll get that in.
Yeah, we'll get there. Things will happen. But no, we've got a lot of really fun stuff. Brian came over and streamed games with us last night. We're trying to do a little bit more of the YouTube. Twitch hasn't been the best for everything, so check some of that YouTube stuff out. Come see us stream. It was really, really fun games last night. We had Greg, Logan, Alex, like a bunch of people we play with all the time, play games, super fun games. We were laughing real hard. Brian got possibly the best revenge play on me I've ever seen in Magic. It's very fun, so you'll definitely have to check that video out. It'll be up as times go on. And yeah, we'll get into this week's episode because this is a really fun one. We had so much... But before, like a quick preface to the episode, the, what's it called? The 30th anniversary set has, in ways I've never seen before, I would say unanimously united the community with proxies. Wizards basically like tried to print $1,000 proxies. It caused massive backlash between literally every player I know. I don't know a single person who's like, this is a great idea. A bunch of not legal things, but then we had people like Mark Rosewater saying like, oh yeah, well, like we shouldn't say like cards are legal or not legal. We see more and more and more that everything should be rule zeroed. So can you play these expensive proxies? Sure, if you ask your group, but just like that, you can also play real proxies if you ask your group, right? Talk with people. Now, that being said, this commander is specifically... This
stance to this company...
It's pretty crazy. It's like, you're not allowed to play proxies, and everyone's like, okay. And they're like, we're going to print $1,000 of random proxies. Everyone's like, can I use them? No, there's just no way.
But I think it should all come down to rule zero, though. You guys should have that conversation.
You should, yeah. But they're pretty nuts. Like they're legal. They're not legal in Commander. They say that they're the same amount of legality as actual proxies, but Commander's kind of evolved beyond legal and not legal, and that's kind of what today's episode more or less is with this deck tech, because you can play things. Like I said that with one of my play groups, I've been experimenting for a long time with the tap duels functioning as regular duels. It goes great. It's allowed people to really, really like bring out a lot of different play styles. I see a lot of really unique things that I normally wouldn't see and stuff, and the same thing, there's lots of cards. I don't think Leovold should be banned. I understand people have different like things on it, and Leovold's strong. I think Leovold's cool. If somebody wanted to build a Leovold deck and play Leovold, generally speaking, as long as a card exists, I'll probably play against it. There's not really many things I don't like.
Golos?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why did you ban
Yeah.
No, Golos isn't fun, but don't worry, we brought Worldfire back into the format for everyone. It was nuts. But anyways, this is one. Slothy's made this deck. You should talk to your playgroup about being allowed to play this, because I love this concept of the deck. We did a quick look through of it, but as soon as he saw it from the spoilers, it's an unfinity commander. As soon as he saw it from the spoilers, he's like, I've got to build this, and this looks fun. This is something I personally would have no problem playing against, and I'd have a blast playing against. So I hope you guys love it. Slothy, take it away after my rant with what this commander is and does.
Yeah, so this is Claire de Lune Joy Sculptor. This is really the only commander I liked from the Unfinity set. But she's a white and a blue for a 2/3 legendary human performer. When Claire de Lune, Joy Sculptor enters the battlefield for the rest of the game, tokens you control become cards that are still tokens. And you can pay 1 white and blue, tap it, and you may put a token from your graveyard or hand onto the battlefield. So, yeah, just rule 0. This one is not stupidly powerful on its own.
Basically, you may put a card from your graveyard onto the battlefield.
Yeah, if this was just like you can put a token, it's not a card. You still have to have created the token, which is fair.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so it has to have so if you pitch something from your hand, that wouldn't technically count.
That's not a token, but like if you were to make if you had a Luminarch Ascension, for instance, and you made angel tokens, then you could reanimate your angel tokens, or if somebody bounced them, Cyclonic Rift. You Cyclonic Rift my tokens, Claire de Lune will let me put them back in. Now, what I find interesting about this is...
So basically, you get a separate graveyard.
No, they'd be part of your real graveyard. So, now, the problem is, I don't play with tokens for any of my things. You really got to have a stack of tokens if you're playing this commander. That's the only thing. That being said, it looks awesome. The flavor text on this is awesome. Like, she'll sculpt goblins, saprolines, Merilage, though that one takes a lot more balloons. I think it's a really, really fun concept. And again, like I said, you have to make it. It's not Elvish pipering in these big, strong things. The token has to have already been created. This just gives me token reanimation and lets me play a style that's never really been seen before, right?
Yeah,
I do like that, but sorry, take it that way.
Oh, go ahead.
No, this is really neat because do you know what? Like when you're playing a token deck, and when you amass your army, or you're actually starting to get going, and then a board wipe happens, and you're like, oh, I have no way to get any of that back.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that drew me to this one, because it's something we haven't really seen ever.
My one and only complaint about this is that it doesn't include black. But if it included black, it would be far too powerful, I think, because exactly like Brian said, you'd have access still to Anointed Procession. White has great token cards. You've got the blue for all your Clone Legion, your copies of everything, right? And then you'd be able to reanimate them with any of the I understand why they don't have black.
Or green.
Yeah, green with a doubling season or something like that would be pretty.
Doubling season. Oh, what's the other one?
Parallel Lives.
Yeah, Parallel Lives. But then you would also be able to get into, Saberling guy. I had the name on the tip of my tongue.
Avengers Zendikar.
No,
that
isn't. Tender Shoot. Yeah, but Avengers Zendikar.
Oh,
hey,
could you imagine if you could put a Bramble Sovereign into this deck and just pay 2 every time something enters to make a copy? It'd be silly.
Well, they get the token. It's
I know, but you can do it to yourself too.
Oh yes, 100%.
So you could just keep making. But anyways, let's talk about this. Not including green or black commander. No Golgari here. We've got just straight Azorius. Slothy, where do you want us to start here?
Let's start at the artifacts here.
All right.
So the first one is a Chromos Memorial. 7 mana creatures you control have flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, and protection from black and red.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Just seeing all the other 40k cards, could you imagine an Chroma's Memorial one? I think they would have done a killer job with that.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Would have made it like the Imperium Memorial or something.
Yeah.
Necron Memorial.
Yeah, with the... Ooh.
We've got Arcane Signet as well, just ramp. We're in colors that really need a ramp, so 2 mana, taps for 1 of anything.
Yep.
I played this card and it instantly killed me, or instantly made me the target. The next card up is Halo Fountain, 2 and a white. Tap 1 white to tap it, untap tapped creature you control, and create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature token. Tap 2 white and tap it to untap 2 tapped creatures you control to draw a card. Just a lot of breathing here. Yeah. Or tap 5 and tap it to untap 15 tapped creatures you control, and you win the game.
My favorite win con that's come out this year.
I was going to say, I love this card. I think especially with your commander having that activated ability, it's great to be able to give it the untap. You can double up your turns with it.
Yeah.
And Halo Fountain is just a really cool... Number one, it's also making you tokens that can be reanimated. It's very on theme. Gives you draw 4 still untapping. I love it.
Yeah.
I just imagine these decks that are making all these citizens, and then like the people who are playing like these like dinosaur decks. It's just like all my people like Godzilla.
Citizens and dinosaurs. Yeah.
Leave my citizens alone.
Next up, we've got Horn of Valhalla. It's 1 and a white. It's got an adventure, Eastguard's Call, X double white. You can create X 1/1 white soldier creature tokens. And the Horn of Valhalla side, equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and equip for 3.
I like that. It has... Pardon me. Hopefully I remember
Going
to
through
remove
puberty there, Dan.
Yeah. I really like that. Anyways. I probably will cut that now. Back to what I was saying. I really like the next one. Mirror Box is just really cool, and especially in a deck that's making tokens, very, very cool. It's 3 mana. The legend rule doesn't apply to permanents you control, which is great. Each legendary creature you control gets +1/+1. Each non-token creature you control gets 1/1 for each other creature you control with the same name as it.
Do you know what? I have been away for so long. I haven't seen this card, and I'm just like, I need to put this in my Adrix and Nev deck.
Yeah, this was from Kamigawa, and that's a really, really cool card.
I really disliked Kamigawa, the first one. I don't know anything about this last one.
I like the first one more than the second one. The second one was okay. I think it was kind of rushed. It was a weird set. They've had some weird sets this year.
Yeah, I've been kind of all over the place theme-wise.
Yeah, I'm not as big of a
like
fan.
No real story like they used to kind of tell.
Yeah, well, they abandoned blocks, and then they're just like, but the Phyrexians are all here, so trust us, it's all good. I'm like,
Hey.
Yeah, it's weird.
Then we have Oketra's Monument, 3 colorless, legendary artifact. Hey, a legendary. Can you make that with the mirror box?
Yeah, anything.
Ooh. So whenever you cast a white creature spell, you may, white creature spells cost 1 colorless less to cast, and whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance.
Yep.
Yeah. Then we got Soul Ring, pay 1, taps for 2.
And then Talisman of Progress, which just finally got a reprint in the least accessible place it could have.
Thanks, Wizards.
Yeah. Thanks. We really needed that.
Probably second least accessible after the proxies that they were printing.
You know what? Their $1,000 proxies are less accessible. I will give you that. It's
Or what about that deck that you were talking to the other guys yesterday about? You're never getting that.
Oh, yeah, they could have
deck.
put it in the heads and tails deck. A lot of people are real mad that thing's just not coming. No, so it's Talisman of Progress, a great card with a great new artwork if you can get your hands on it. Taps for colorless at 2 mana, or it also taps for 1 white or 1 blue. You take a damage. I love the talismans.
I don't mind taking that 1 damage.
Exactly. In Commander, throwing 1 life away, nothing.
Yeah. Especially to mana fix yourself.
Yeah, where do you want to head to next here? Let's do your lands, because I think you have some things in the lands that matter.
Yeah, I think...
Wait, this is a lands matter deck now? Oh.
Specifically this first one. Yeah, you take this away.
So the first one is Dark Depths. Legendary snow land enters the battlefield with 10 ice counters on it. You can pay 3 to remove an ice counter from Dark Depths. And when it has no ice counters on it, sacrifice it. If you do, create Merit Lodge, a legendary 20/20 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Do you have any other ones that are important here?
Yes. We've also got Minamo, School at Water's Edge. You can tap it for blue or pay blue and tap it to untap target legendary permanent. This is just a good way to get an extra trigger off of Claire.
Yep.
And all of the basics are snow.
Okay. That'll matter. Yeah. I already know it's force for an enchantment.
It sure is.
Yeah, that's a good one. We also have Mirror Pool, which is really, really good in a deck like this. Enters tapped. You can tap it for colorless. 2 and a colorless. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You can choose new targets for it, which is pretty good. 4 and a colorless. Tap it. Sack it. Put a token onto the battlefield that's copy of target creature you control. That's, especially with your mirror box, that's really, really going to do a lot of work later on if you have any other legendary creatures you want copies of.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then
we got Thespian Stage. So it taps for just a colorless, or you pay 2 and tap it, and Thespian Stage becomes a copy of a target land, except it still has this ability.
Do you want to explain how the Thespian Stage works with this, for anyone who doesn't know?
Yeah, so you just make another Dark Depths. And how do you explain?
I'll explain.
You explain because I know how it works, but I don't know how to word it.
So when Dark Depths enters, it enters with 10 ice counters on it. When it has no ice counters on it, you sacrifice it. Thespian Stage does not enter as a Dark Depths. It just becomes one. So the Thespian Stage becomes a Dark Depths with no counters on it and instantly creates you your 2020 Black Avatar creature with flying indestructible.
That's how it works, because I was trying to remember how that play worked. Thank you for re-explaining this.
Yes, so it's the same if you have Vesuva and stuff, like, Vesuva enters as a token.
Enters, that one.
So Thespian Stage, if you have Thespian Stage or, what's the Mirrorworks? Not Mirrorworks, Mirage Mirror. If you turn a Mirage Mirror into a Dark Depths, it's the same thing. So this will sacrifice itself. You'll kill them to the legend rule, but actually in this deck, you have the chance not to. But the point of this explanation is, if you get both of those lands onto the battlefield for 2 mana, you make a 2/2 or a 20/20 flying indestructible. And your commander continues to bring it back if they do manage to get rid of it.
That is amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool interaction. I like it a lot. I think it's fun. The deck says, the commander says Merit Lage in the flavor text. You gotta go that route.
Yep.
It's necessary.
I have a question though. Do you have the balloons?
So of course. Every time I pull this deck out, I'm gonna bring a bag of balloons with me.
I was gonna say, can you imagine someone you're just sitting there and they're just like, I make 10 soldier tokens, and then you just hear while they're sitting there trying to like balloon animal these soldiers and stuff. I would greatly enjoy that, especially because I'd have no idea how to start trying to make a soldier with a balloon animal. I'm gonna sit here, be popping balloons. Everyone's gonna kick me out of the house. No one invites me back ever.
Daniel's hair is all standing up from all the static.
Yeah, I'm rubbing the balloons on my head. I look crazy, guys. Let's jump into your. You want to do enchantments next?
Sure. Ooh. So the first enchantment we got here is Angelic Exaltation. 3 and a white. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control.
Yeah, that can be pretty big.
Yeah.
Merit Lage go burr.
Yeah.
Brian, would you like to take this one?
Sure would. I actually got to play this, but not really do much with. We got Anointed Procession, 3 and a white. If an effect would create 1 or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens instead.
Yeah, pretty solid.
2 Merit Lages, anybody?
Yeah, the next one, especially with the mirror box, yes. This next one you don't really see played very often, but it's a very cool card. It's Back from the Brink. 4 double blue. It's an enchantment. You exile a creature card from your graveyard and pay its cost. You put a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of it. Activate it only anytime you could cast a sorcery. This is like really, really cool in this deck because now you don't really have access to the normal, typical reanimation of black spells. But this lets you throw the real card away to make the token that you can keep putting in and out.
Yeah, that's really neat. I've never seen this card before.
Yeah, it's not as because of people don't like to throw their stuff out, right?
The flavored text of this card is absolutely hilarious.
On Innistrad Death. Yeah, go ahead.
On Innistrad Death is just a career change.
I mean, fair.
Yeah. Next up, we got Brave the Sands, 1 and a white. Creatures you control have vigilance, and each creature you control can block an additional creature.
That's really neat. I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, Duelist Heritage. I got to use this one to actually, I think, finish off Daniel yesterday.
No, you played it after you hit me.
Yeah, after, when I tried to finish the other guys. We have Duelist Heritage, 2 and a white. Whenever 1 or more creatures attack, you may have target attacking creature just gain double strike until end of turn. Just a little double strike.
What's really fun about this, and I don't know if you play it this way, Brian, it's every time any creature attacks. So you can give it to opponent's creatures if they're not swinging at you?
I was playing the Brina deck in the pre-con league, so I was playing this. And that's how I was just letting everyone else kill everyone else.
That's a rough one. This next one is possibly one of my favorite cards of the year, and I don't know if you have this one for your Adrix and Ev, but it's good. It's real good. Extravagant Replication. 4 double blue. It's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, you create a token that's a copy of another target non-land permanent you control.
Did this come in one of the pre-con decks?
It sure did.
Which one?
Yep.
The, it's not Esper. It's black-red, not Gruul.
I guess I'll just have to go.
It's the Nicol colors.
Okay, I'll go have to find that because I'll definitely need this.
Yeah, it's
Grixis.
Grixis. Thank you. It's a really, really, really good card. Like, it's pretty silly that it can copy any target non-land permanent. Make your extra doubling seasons that will make you extra doubling seasons.
Yeah.
Just one Ether Tiger? What, do I look like a peasant?
It's a really, really good card. There's been a lot of great cards this year.
Oh,
Actually,
flavor text is fantastic.
This next one is one of my favorite cards this year. Inspiring Leader. 2 and a white. It's a legendary enchantment background. Commander creatures you own have creature tokens you control get +2/+2.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is.
You're a big fan of this one. Yeah, you put it in a lot of decks.
If you play partner commanders, would your technically tokens get +4/+4?
Yep.
I built a deck kind of based around doing that whole thing.
Yeah, so his Halcyon deck is about animating Inspiring Leader because it's the background. It's technically his partner. So he animates it with like things like Opalescence, and then it buffs all his creatures by 4/4. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's really cool.
I like it a lot.
Then we have Intangible Virtue, which is 1 and a white. Creature tokens you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance.
Yeah.
Slothy, you take the next one, obviously.
Yeah, sure. This next one is the reason that there's all of these snowlands. Merit Lage's Slumber, 1 and a blue, legendary snow enchantment. When it or another snow permanent enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1, and at the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 10 or more snow permanents, sacrifice Merit Lage's Slumber. If you do, create Merit Lage a legendary 2020 black avatar creature token with flying and indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It's a pretty cool one, yep.
Yeah.
So there's 2 ways to make Merit Lages.
Three if you count the balloons.
True.
True.
Brian, take the next one. I feel like it's you.
I picked up a foil one of these. My first foil, Smothering Tithe. 3 and a white. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If that player doesn't, you create a treasure token. I await your donation.
Yeah.
This is... I think I have probably every single one I see at stores. And I picked up one of the full art ones too. That one's really nice.
It's always good.
Those ones are nice.
And then the end of this section is Song of the World Soul. So it is 4 double white enchantment. Whenever you cast a spell, you populate.
Pardon?
Yeah, whenever you cast a spell, populate. So
interesting.
Create a token that's a copy of a creature you control. Creature token you control.
So every spell, I create a Lage.
Yeah.
Exactly. I counter your Soul Ring, I get a 20/20.
Yeah. Go to attack. I'll swing with 80 Merit Lage. What? You what? What kind of people am I playing with?
Daniel.
You have at the bottom a little section that I see is your combos. You want to do that one at the very end?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So yeah, we'll jump into your sorceries here.
Sorceries, sure. Yeah, first one we got is Clone Legion, 7 double blue. For each creature target player controls, create a token that's a copy of that creature.
Like that's phenomenal in a deck like this. Like normally it's just good to get with the biggest board state, but the biggest board state that's now recurable, pretty good.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Especially with the amount of times that you can untap your guys. So far I've seen it like 3 times. So you can bring back 3 different tokens a turn.
Yep.
Now, if only it had green, we could throw Seedborn in every turn.
True. The next one is one of my favorite cycles in Magic and one of my favorite cards in Magic. It's Finale of Glory, and I put it in every deck that has even a splash of white, even a drop. Finale of Glory is so good. I love it as like, if I've got mana, I've got Finale of Glory. X double white for a sorcery. You create X 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with vigilance. If X is 10 or more, you also create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. Oh, it's such a good card.
Yep.
Oh, I definitely want that one too, actually.
I bet you do with the amount of mana you had last time. 12 mana makes you 60 power. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very true.
It's a lot. It's really good. 60 power and 40 of it's flying.
So next up, we have Hour of Eternity. This is one I haven't seen, even though it's from, Hour of Devastation? No. Amonkhet?
One of those, yeah.
So it's X, X, and 3 blue. Exile X target creature cards from your graveyard. For each card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. I like that.
Yeah, good luck marking that through zones. You need a sponsorship from Infinity Tokens to play this deck?
Yeah, I got some, but yeah, that wouldn't even cover this.
Next up we've got, I'm sure I say it every token deck I've made so far. One of my favorite cards to put in a token deck, Hour of Reckoning, 4 triple white. It's got Convoke. So usually you'll just be paying triple white to destroy all non-token creatures.
You can convoke the colors.
Oh, right, you can. Yeah.
Usually you pay nothing.
Yeah, you just paid nothing. I totally forgot you could do colors.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. Convoke's a really good ability.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't even seen this card before. That's really cool too.
What, the Hour of Reckoning?
Yeah.
Brian, you got to go through my binder sometime. You didn't go through the white section, apparently. We've got Martial Coup. It's X double white. You create X 1/1 white soldiers. If X is 5 or more, destroy all other creatures.
This is my card. This is the one I'm aware of.
Yeah.
And then we have... Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I was going to say, you take this one.
Oh, me. Oh, well, thank you. Next up, we have Quasi-Duplicate, which is 1 and 2 blue. It's a sorcery. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. And Jumpstart, you may... so I think I missed this one. You may cast the spell from your graveyard by discarding a card in addition to paying its mana cost. Interesting. I do like that. And then exile this card.
One thing to note, too, tokens can go to your hand, and they're cards, so you can just discard a token, pay 3.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon? Because it makes it a card.
Mm-hmm.
So if someone like Cyclonic Rifts, all those tokens technically go back to your hand.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So you keep putting them down. So any discard.
And what's their CMC for a token? Is it just free?
You can't cast them. That's why it's put them in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Although, if someone played something like a Tempting Worm, which is something I do very often, that is a creature.
Ooh,
so
okay.
if you had something like a Braids trigger or something, you could put creature tokens into play. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Then we got Replication Technique, 4 and a blue. It's got Demonstrate, so when you cast a spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control.
Yeah.
This one's just fun. I like having a teammate sometimes.
I like politics and Magic. Let me tell you, the politics of casting 5 Blatant Thieveries, it's not politics you want. That was bad politics.
It's really rude to leave during a podcast, Daniel.
I got to stop bringing you back there. We've got Red Replication as the next one. It's a really, really good card, too. 2 double blue with a kicker of 5, so 9 in total. You create a token that's a copy of target creature. If it's kicked, you get 5. That's
9
pretty
mana
good.
to create 5 more Merit Lages.
Yeah, 100 power for 9 mana.
You need anymore.
100 power for 9 mana. I will take this trade. Yeah, it's pretty good.
And what? Saheeli? Is that how you pronounce this?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Saheeli's Artistry, 4 and 2 blue, sorcery. Choose one or both. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact, or create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types.
That's good.
Yeah, I like the ability to just get either a token an artifact if one's on the field, instead of just having a single, like, you can only target this. I like having the choice.
I like doing both.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
If they're available.
True.
The final sorcery we got is Stolen Identity, 4 double blue. Put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of target artifact or creature, and it's got Cipher. Then you may exile the spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Time Binder. Time Binder, kind of.
This guy looks super creepy.
Yeah. Let's jump into your instance, which is always bigger than my instance section. We start off with Counterspell, because why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we, right? It's got 2 blue. You counter target spell.
Yeah.
Just let me play my cards.
The third card. No.
Just let me play my cards.
No, because you wouldn't allow me last night, Daniel.
They're all friendly. Yeah, you sell a counter spells alike.
All of my decks I build in mind to play against Dan when he says, just let me play my cards.
Can I tell you what the worst thing about that counter spell I got Brian with was? I wasn't playing a blue deck.
Oh, no.
There's no blue in it. It was so unexpected. I was a Jund. I was playing Yurlock.
Oh, no.
I'm not happy.
Yeah, you can't threat assess that. I am Chaos, Brian.
True that. So next up here we have Fated Infatuation. Oh, and it's off of that like Greek guy reached in. The only pretty guy was himself looking in the pool, and then he drowned, right? That's the myth. 3 blue, instant, put a token onto the battlefield. It's a copy of target creature you control. If it's your turn, scry 2. It's not bad. I don't like the 3 blue for the CMC though.
Triple blue is kind of hefty, but
yeah.
But instant speed.
I guess it's only a dual. It's only a 2-color deck.
Yeah. We've got Fierce Guardianship, which you don't need any explanation of why it's good. Fierce Guardianship, 2 and a blue. Instant, if you control your commander while you cast it, it's for free. Counter target non-creature spell. Your commander's 2 mana. You're probably casting this for free most of the game. And the commander's it's not annoying enough to be a removal target. You're just doing token things.
Yeah, not until later is it really annoying.
Boy, did this card spike some.
Oh, yeah.
And then next up, we got Flusterstorm. It's a blue counter target instant or sorcery spell unless its controller pays 1, and it's got Storm.
Yeah.
Didn't you play this last night? Or someone cast it on you, Dan? You're like, I pay the mana.
No, someone tried to whirlwind deny me. Whirlwind deny me when I have 10 open mana? Please. Yeah. Flusterstorm's really good. Force negation. What? Who hurt you? Who did this? 1 double blue. If it's not your turn, you can exile a blue from your hand rather than pay its cost. Counter target non-creature spell. If it's countered this way, exile it. Try if you must.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Who did this?
I've only ever pulled one, and it's in my Xyrus deck just because.
I think I also only pulled 1, but it's in Derevi.
Animals.
So I picked up this pre-con yesterday. We have Grand Crescendo, X and 2 white. Create X 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. I love these kind of spells.
It's a really good card.
Yeah.
The utility of keeping your things alive is awesome, but also instance, like it's offense, it's defense. It's a really good, like if I think things are all good, I'll board wipe Brian and he's all fine. Now he's got 13 more creatures. That's a mistake.
And you didn't board wipe any of my other stuff?
Yeah.
Because it all gained indestructible?
Yeah. I really like the next one. Lazotep Plating is one of my favorite uncommons. It's so good. It's one in a blue with a mass 1, so it's going to make you a token. You put a 1/1 counter on an army you control. If you don't control one, you get a black zombie. Awesome. Also,
army.
Yeah, zombie army. Then also you and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. It's such a good card. Again, it makes you a blocker in a pinch. It also saves you from someone's trying to cast like a infinite mana walking ballista. You can save yourself for the moment.
Just like Grand Crescendo. These are all the types of cards that I love. Just those split second like defensive cards, like heroic intervention, things like that. I love it. Very situational. Because I always start running. I don't even run like mass removal anymore. I only run like my spot removal. So that's where I have all those protection things to protect.
Yeah, targeted removal has really, really skyrocketed in the format and stuff. Most people aren't, especially. We saw last night. I keep going back to these games. They were really fun. Great times. We saw like a Boseiju and stuff like that, for instance, right? There's a lot more just really, really interesting and unique, like single target removal. Just even like the things like Witness Protection, Kenra's Transformation, like those things can like ruin a deck, right? Like,
my little insect guy. Yeah.
Darksteel Mutation. Any of those things like are really, really. People don't run enough enchantment removal, right? A lot of people run artifact removal, I see, and a ton of people run creature, path to exile, stuff like that. So anything like that, like the playing this way is definitely more how you should play. I just no interaction, all creatures, all chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next one is Mental Misstep, Phyrexian Blue, counter target spell with mana value of 1. It's a real nice soul ring you got.
I was gonna say soul ring early game. But at least in blue, Brian takes the headset off. Oh. Yeah.
Guys are degenerates.
you have too much interaction here. You got negate. We got 1 in a blue, counter target.
There's no such thing as too much interaction.
There's too much.
No, I have to agree with him. Like, if this was my deck, this is exactly what you'd be looking at too.
Both animals. Brian, you take this next one.
Yeah, Path to Exile. 1 white, exile target creature. Its controller may search your library for a basic land, just like you allowed me to do last night, Daniel. Except you milled my land.
Yeah.
For each basic card, search for a basic land and put that onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle.
Yeah.
Next one's a really cool card from the year.
Yeah, this next one it's probably one of my favorite uncommons. It's Protect the Negotiators. 1 in a blue. It's got kicker for white. If the spell is kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token, and counter target spell unless its controller pays 1 for each creature you control.
That's really neat.
Yeah, the fact that again it's creating you a token. It gives you a blocker in a pinch and as a counter spell and can be like a huge. I like that.
Yeah, 3 CMC is not even bad either for the kicker.
Yeah,
I don't even see this as if I was like doing my CMC, like laying this all down, I wouldn't even put this in as a 2 CMC. I'd be always putting it as a 3.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You've also got Rootborn Defense as another great card in the token deck. Populate, you make more tokens, creatures you control gain indestructible. That's a great instant.
I need this.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I play this one quite often. We got Swan Song here, 1 blue, counter target enchantment, instant, or sorcery spell. Its controller puts a 2/2 blue bird creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Are you countering your own stuff? I want that 2/2 bird.
Next up, we got Source of Plowshares. It's white. Exile target creature's controller gains life equal to its power.
This art is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm coming at you with 100 power of Merit Lage, I don't care that you gained 4 life.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, and it hurts. The next one is another card I'm finding myself stuffing in every deck that I'm building lately. That has white, obviously. It's Your Temple is Under Attack, and this is a common from the Baldur's Gate one, and it's phenomenal. 2 and a white. It's an instant. You choose one. You pray for protection, which is creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Awesome card. We know how board wipes suck. Or you strike a deal. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. You're buying really goodwill with the table. You say, hey, Brian, don't swing your things at me. Or you say, hey, if you don't, I know you're running lots of removal, so don't destroy my extravagant replication and I'll let you draw 2 cards. Yeah, you know, I like cards that make you interact with the table, so this is just a great card that you can, like, you do both things, right? I really, really like I like the utility in your instant section. I don't like the number of counters you have. That's crazy. Who does this? But I do like the utility a lot. Yeah, I know both of you do it. I counter nothing. I'm not. It's not my play style. Not me.
You counter nothing except for 1 mana early game mana rocks.
No, it's not something I would do.
I actually went out of my way to blow up other people's mana rocks in that game just for spite.
Yeah, it's good.
It wasn't even Daniel's mana rock; it was someone else's.
Look what you started, Dan.
Yeah. You gotta lead by example, you know? Be the change you want to see.
Monster.
Yeah. So then we go into, I think it's just your creatures left now, right?
Yeah, creatures and then combos.
Yeah, let's.
Man.
I want to take this first one because it's pretty cool in this deck. We've got Anointer Priest. It's 1 and a white. Whenever a creature token enters under your control, you gain 1 life, and it also has Embalm, so you can bring it back as a 4/4 black zombie human cleric. A lot of creature types with it. Embalm only.
I like those cards.
Yeah,
my favorite's the cat with double strike, though.
It's fair.
Yeah. Next up we got Aven Wind Guide, 2 white and blue for a bird warrior. It's a 2/3 with flying and vigilance. Creature tokens you control have flying and vigilance, and it's got Embalm for 4 white and blue.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this one, actually. I think I have, like, the counterpart. That's the blue-green one in my Adrix and Nev deck. Like, this is awesome. And it has Embalm, so if they even do get rid of it, you're able to get it back. And it's a token. Holy crap. I'm just realizing this now.
Yeah. pretty good.
Every time I see the name of this card, Bernie Sanders keeps popping into my mind.
Bernie Sanders, zoologist.
Yeah, exactly.
You take this one, Brian.
We got Benny Brax, zoologist. That's 3 and a white. Elf Druid, a legendary creature with Convoke. And at the beginning of your upkeep, at the beginning of each end step, if you created a token this turn, draw a card. That's amazing, especially if you, again, have the Tender Shootout.
Yep. It's really, really good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A draw every turn, or if you've got something like Regna, every time you gain life, you would create a token at the end step, and then Benny Brax is really, really, it's a cool card. I don't see it very often. I think it was a set booster exclusive.
Well, it does have a $14 price point. So.
Yeah, so... But
it was in one of the commander decks.
Oh, it was from a commander deck? I think that's the ones I skipped. Oh, it was in the party deck for some reason, right?
That would make sense. He's a druid.
Yeah.
Do they know how to party?
It's not a good deck.
Druids know how to party.
We have Desolation Twin. It's 10 mana. When you cast it, you create a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi creature token. Pretty solid. Pretty solid in a deck that lets that stay around.
We could just pass over to the next one.
Again, who hurt you? Why are you this way?
This next one, Elish Norn, Grand Cenobite. 5 double white, 4/7 legendary praetor with vigilance. Other creatures I control get +2/+2. Creatures in my opponent's control get -2/-2.
I've never asked this outright, but is that a hat?
That's just Elish Norn's head.
Okay, so it is like her actual head is not a hat.
That's kind of impractical for that to be her head, honestly.
Might be a hat. Who knows?
It's so practical to be a hat. She looks so weird.
The fact
how does she fit through doors?
I'm gonna be honest. I have quite the good memory, and I remember the artifact section in which you have the legend rule doesn't apply, and I don't like that. Mm-hmm. I don't like to see that one bit.
There's more coming up for that too.
I don't like to see any part of that. Yeah, it's a real problem.
Create tokens of her.
Yeah. Then you could populate it every time you cast a spell. Flusterstorm.
All your creatures get -36.
Yeah. I'll swing at you with my 60/60 Marillages. There's 10 of them.
Another 15 Elish Storms.
Don't like that, yeah. Elish Swarm.
Ooh,
that's good.
Magic, make it happen.
Yeah, so we've got God Eternal Oketra, which is a really, really cool card. 3 double white. It's a zombie god with double strike, 3/6. Whenever you cast a creature spell, you get a 4/4 zombie warrior creature token with vigilance. And whenever Oketra dies or is put into exile, you can put it into its owner's library, 3rd from the top. Oketra never leaves. Oketra's eternal.
She's around.
Yeah, she's still there, yeah.
Yeah, then when she's not there, she's on vacation. She'll be back.
Again, why? Why are you this way? I've got the list zoomed right up, and every time I scroll down, I'm just like, who did this to you?
Yeah, this is brutal. I think Slothy should really take this one and let people know why.
See, I don't think this one's that bad, honestly. It's Grand Arbiter Augustine IV. 2. That's a weird sentence to say. 2 white and a blue for a 2/3 legendary human advisor. White spells I cast cost 1 less. Blue spells I cast cost 1 less. And spells my opponents cast cost 1 more.
Mirror Gallery. Yeah, it is a problem. This one's not that bad.
Sorry.
Press X to
doubt. This guy. I like the rhinos. They need more rhinos, I feel.
Love this card, yeah.
Yeah, you take it away. You love it.
Mirror Sigil Sergeant is a card that I've constantly loved to play. It's 5 and a white. It's a Rhino Soldier. It's 4/4. It has trample. To begin your upkeep, if you control a blue permanent, you may put a token into play that's a copy of Mirror Sigil Sergeant. It is problematic. It is very, very problematic in decks that get extra upkeeps or extra turns. It's a real problematic card. It gets out of hand so fast, right? Like anything that doubles, same reason Scoot Swarm is, right? 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to I have no life left.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a really, especially as a trampler, it's a great card.
Yeah, it's a great body 2/4/4.
Well, and then again, you've got things like your extravagant replications to make more of them, your anointed processions to make more of them, it can become real problematic.
And then we have Mist Syndicate Naga, which is 2 and a blue. Has ninjutsu for its mana cost. And whenever Mist Syndicate Naga deals combat damage to a player, create a token that's a copy of Mist Syndicate Naga.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Next up, this one's fine. Next up, we got Phantom General, 3 and a white for a 2/3 Spirit Soldier. Creature tokens I control get +1/+1.
Yeah. The next one, I've seen a ton in our playgroup lately because Logan built this one. And I never really gave this card the respect it deserved, but Prava is put in some real work. Prava is a really cool card. Prava the Steel Legion is an uncommon from, I think, the first Commander Legends or something.
Yep.
It's 2 and a white with a Cat Soldier, 1/4. As long as it's your turn, creature tokens you control get +1/+4, and then it has a mana sink of 3 and a white. You create a 1/1 soldier creature token. That +1/+4 is massive on your tokens that are like, it lets you indiscriminately swing them on your turn basically, because they're going to be 2 5s. That's really, really big when you've got 40-50 tokens. Like, everyone knows what a token deck does. That no one plays a token deck that's got 4 tokens out. You know what I mean? So even if you have you've got 10 25s, it can be a real problem.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, Slothy, for this deck list, since you have the 1 Oketra in it, did you ever think about adding in Oketra the True?
No,
because she has like the same kind of mana sink as where were we here? Prava.
I honestly never thought about it.
Yeah, she gives them vigilance. They come out of her with vigilance. Yeah, they might
just let you mana sink. Yeah.
Control. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I might throw that one in there.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, this is a really cool card. Someone take this one.
Yeah, so after seeing Zach's Adrix and Nev deck, I saw the Reef Worm again, and I realized how much work it actually put in, especially in this kind of deck here. So we got Reef Worm, which is 3 and a blue. When Reef Worm dies, create a 3/3 blue fish creature token. With when this creature dies, create a 6/6 whale creature token. With when this creature dies, create a 9/9 blue kraken creature token. With when this creature died, no, I'm joking.
The fact that you can keep putting all of those back in is wicked.
Yeah. Oh, and so out of curiosity, would the fish or the worms still technically come in when this creature dies?
Yeah, those tokens have it. That's the token ability. So if you keep putting the 6/6 back in every time the 6/6 dies, you basically have a 6/6 that can swing every turn. And if I kill the 6/6, it's a bigger problem. And if I don't, I get smashed with 6 damage every turn.
That is amazing. Now thinking of this,
these are rough.
Who did hurt you?
Sakashima Norn. Yeah, Sakashima of 1,000 Faces, 3 and a blue. When it enters, you can have it enter as a copy of another creature you control, except it has this other ability, and the legend rule doesn't apply. Both of those very problematic things. Number one, the fact that it can be any of these problem creatures. But number two, that legend rule doesn't apply text is very terrifying in this deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's a lot. It's of course you have to run a Sakashima in a deck like this.
Yeah. And something that's better than 1 Sakashima is 2. So we got Sakashima the Imposter, 2 double blue. It's a 3/1 legendary human rogue. As Sakashima the Imposter comes into play, you may choose a creature. If you do, Sakashima comes into play as a copy of that creature, except his name is still Sakashima the Imposter. It's still legendary, and it gains... there we go. Pay 2 double blue, return Sakashima the Imposter to its owner's hand at the end of turn.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Sakashima's the end of the turn trigger. I don't like that as much. I wish it was like an instant save it.
Yeah.
But boo-hoo, right? We have Taura next, Sky Summoner, 2 double blue for a Merfolk Wizard 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you get a 2/2 blue Drake flying. Thankfully, only got 39 counter spells in the deck.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's just fine.
It's a problem.
And then we have Temet, Vizier of Nuktamun, whatever. White and a blue. Legendary creature, human cleric. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature token you target creature token you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. How you're rude.
Also with Embalm.
With Embalm.
Yeah.
for 3 and a white and blue.
Yeah. Then we've got Tura Kenarud Sky Knight. It's a 3/3 legendary creature human knight for 2 white, double blue. It's got flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token.
It was a really, really good card.
Yeah, this one puts in a lot of work in this deck.
Yeah, I built a pretty problematic deck with this one. And then
this card,
then we've got Wormcoil Engine, which is awesome. 6 mana. It's really, really cool, especially in a deck like this for the same reason as this Reform.
So we found out how he gets his life back.
Yeah, Wormcoil, 6 mana for a 6/6 Death Touch lifelink. When it dies, you create a 3/3 colorless worm and with Death Touch and one with lifelink. So every time Wormcoil, if you can make Wormcoil tokens just a single time, then you can just constantly have a 6/6 Death Touch lifelink that splits itself apart. It's a really, really fun inclusion in this.
Yeah, I really like this card.
Yeah.
All right, now end us off with your combo section because you're a bad person.
Yeah, so this is it's really only one combo, but 3 different ways to do it. It all revolves around Enchanted Evening, which is an enchantment for 3 hybrid Azorius. All permanents are enchantments in addition to their other types. And yeah, so I got a Johnny's Chosen, which is 2 double white for a 3/3 cat soldier. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, create a 2/2 white cat creature token. After that enchantment Sonora, you may attach it to the token.
So every token you make also makes a 2/2 cat. Every land you play makes a 2/2 cat.
And this just goes infinite with Enchanted Evening.
Oh yeah, because it's also an enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
How do you break your loop?
You don't.
You just the game is now done because you've gone and locked it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's the same thing for Archon of Sun's Grace.
No, there is a way to sacrifice with
high market, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can finally stop it, but
yes.
Yeah. Same thing with Archon of Sun's Grace, 2 double white for a 3/4 Archon with flying lifelink. Pegasus you control have lifelink. Whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 2/2 Pegasus with flying.
Yeah.
That's good. I had no problem with that. And then take us home with this last one, Brian.
I just realized how much of a jerk you are, Slothy. The last card here is Aura Thief, which is 3 and a blue. Flying, when Aura Thief is put into a graveyard from play, you get control of all enchantments.
Yep.
I can control of everything.
The flavor text: illusion steals reality from the universe. It sure does. Yeah.
But yeah, that's Claire de Lune.
Yeah, I really like this one. Personally, I'd have no problem playing against this. I think it would be fun. I would definitely love to see you try and track these tokens, like I said, and I think it'd be a great time. I like to drink while I play some games. I'm not above having a little fun. And I would love to see people try and infinity tokens draw these things while they play. It would be actually a really, really solid time to see.
Everyone's art skills.
Yeah.
Looking down, they got a deck tokens section, and there is a lot.
Wow, there's a lot of dots to scroll through there.
Yeah.
So the average CMC is not bad either, with 3.61.
No, I really like this deck. I think it's really solid. Like I said, I would love to see this played, and B, I'd love to play against something like this. Magic's about having fun, and I would have fun playing this.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think if I really like this idea. I think the one card I'd try to work in is Crusted Sunmare as well.
Yeah, whenever you gain your life.
That way you get a 5/5 white horse creature token, but Crusted Sunmare gives other horses you control have indestructible. So as long as you're creating these tokens and you're able to make a copy of the Crusted Sunmare, then regardless, you're I have indestructible horses. Especially if you can make 2 Crusted Sunmares, then they both get indestructible on each other.
Yeah, true.
I like it.
And I just have the Soul Sisters in there.
No, yeah, this is like I said, this is a very, very cool deck. I think it's really well built. I think you really went out of your way to make a cool deck here.
I do quite enjoy this, actually. I think you're running a little bit too few.
Yeah, minus your 60% of the deck that stacks, I think it'd be a great deck. The commander's not my problem. It's the
you've known me for over a year now. You should know there's no such thing as too much stacks.
No, there's 100% too much stacks, and that's Dean.
Yeah, I was gonna say you should play with Dean.
We'll
Play
have
with Dean and play
fun
with
time.
Connor. Play Connor's Bob Ross deck, and then just any of Dean's decks, and you should
Or play a game with Dean and.
I've got to try and convince Connor. For some reason, doesn't want to stream, but I would love to convince him to sit and play that, because that Bob Ross deck is very creative. That's what I'll call it.
It is.
It's creative is what I'll call it without swearing. Yeah. No, this is a very, very cool deck. I really like the way that you built this. This is a very fun one.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing this one out.
Yeah, I hope we can get this one streamed. I will make you draw. I'll make you draw these things.
Perfect.
I'll help you draw. Hey guys, I need to draw 80 soldier tokens quickly.
I'm just gonna make a ton of balloon animals for all of the tokens.
Yeah, print or go burr at that point. I'm just gonna run upstairs.
Infinity tokens. We need balloon stat.
Yeah. Yes, the deck list will be in the episode. Thank you for getting to the end of it. If you want to check out what we like, all of our content, it's all going to be online at intothe99.com. We put out episodes every week. If you haven't noticed, we take holidays off now. I think it's important to spend time with families and stuff. So other than that, we stream every time. So good times there. That's my excuse for not doing the holiday ones, but I like Thanksgiving dinners. We do dinners, yes. We do multiple we do multiple episodes a week on YouTube, not podcast episodes, but video ones. So check out the gameplay ones. It's been really, really fun. These new cameras have let us really, really experiment with it. We've got we have a great producer that works with us. That's Kalen. Thank you, Kalen, for all of that stuff. And yeah, it's thanks to all the people who came out and streamed. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, Slothy, for making such a cool deck. Like, it's been really, really fun. Just let us know on Instagram. That's probably the easiest way to talk with us. How do you feel about these like Acorn commanders? Would you let something like this in your playgroup? Is this too broken, quote unquote? Like, what would stop this in your playgroup from being played, minus all the stacks? And yeah, thank you guys. That is my rant. Try to fit a lot of words in here. Everyone else, say bye.
See
you guys.
Thanks for listening.
And definitely go watch these live games, because they were fun. I got salty in one, Brian salty in one. It's great times. Great times all around. Thank you guys, and bye-bye.